YouTube fight fans all over the world. It's your boy Real Talk Boxing. We back at you again. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. It's Sunday morning. Beautiful over here in Texas. And it's going to be hot today. And I got to cut my freaking yard too. This morning, man, I want to do a little bit something different. Different topic. Not necessarily new news. But nevertheless, it's a very, I think, insightful question that has been asked in the past, but I've never touched base on it. I've never actually given my opinion on it. So here we go. There's a lot that's going to disagree with what I'm about to say, and there's some that who will agree with it. Who has the better career, better legacy? Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather? Both Hall of Famers in their own right. Both have achieved things in boxing that no other boxer will achieve. And both have had a great career and will have a great legacy. Well, Floyd has a great legacy because he's supposedly retired. First, I want to start off with, there's a huge difference between career and legacy. In my opinion, huge difference. First off, let's talk about Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao started his professional career, I believe, at 112 pounds. Manny Pacquiao is still fighting in his early 40s and still is having success in his career in his older age. Still beating younger fighters. Not necessarily the top younger fighters, but I would say no less than the top 5. And Manny Pacquiao has fought everybody. If I go through each and every fighter that he's fought of significance, this video would be probably an hour long. So I'm not going to go through everybody that he's fought. He's had a lot of ongoing fights with Eric, what's his name? Eric Morales, Antonio Barrera. What's my man's name? The one that drinks his pee. I can't remember his name, man. Juan Manuel Marquez. He's done a lot of repeat fights with a lot of top level fighters, elite fighters. Won some and lost some. He's an 8th division world champion. Tell me if there's anybody else, past, present, or right now, today, that have ever been an 8-time world champion or 8th division world champion, excuse me, please let me know, because I don't know. And right there alone puts him at the top, along with Floyd Mayweather. Because I believe Floyd Mayweather's I believe he's a 4th division world champion, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong. Somebody let me know, because I know you will. Some people love to correct others. Not Floyd Mayweather, but Manny Pacquiao is a relatively small guy. He's beat big guys in his career. He's beat, he fought Miguel Cotto, who was he was quite a bit bigger than he was. He fought Margarito, that was bigger than he was. He fought De La Hoya, that was bigger than he was. He's fought a lot of fighters that were bigger than him. And he ran through them. He ran through them like diarrhea. Manny Pacquiao has a style that no one else has. And he fears no one. He doesn't fear any man in a ring. Almost hit a dog. Get your crazy butt out the road. Now you chasing a truck. Crazy. And he's just done a lot of things in the ring that no one can do. I mean, he's had spectacular knockouts. Yeah, he does have losses on his record, but the dude has like 2017 freaking pro fights. Not near that much. I'm exaggerating, but Manny Pacquiao's done it all, y'all. And he has generated a lot of money in his career. So he's just a humble guy. He goes to the ring smiling. He loves to fight. He loves boxing. There has been some controversy in his career. Some say that Manny Pacquiao has taken a lot of enhancements in his career. I mean, that's for another video, but I mean, you know, for a long time, I held Floyd accountable and blamed Floyd for them not fighting in Manny Pacquiao's prime. But it wasn't Floyd's fault. Manny, he didn't want to take the Olympic-style testing. So what does that tell you, if anything? And he does have a loss on his record by Floyd Mayweather, even though it was in my opinion now, a very lackluster fight. It just didn't come through for me. The build-up was crazy, but the fight wasn't. I was not impressed with that fight. It was boring to me. But nevertheless, they got that paper, they got that lunch money. So when you're talking about a career or a legacy, I believe hands down, Manny Pacquiao has a better legacy, a wide margin, than Floyd Mayweather. That's just my opinion. Now, when we're talking career, oh man. Now let's talk about my man, Floyd Mayweather. Let's talk about Money Mayweather first, because there's two different let's talk about Pretty Boy Mayweather first. There's two different Mayweathers. You know, if you don't know that, there's two different Mayweathers. There's Pretty Boy and then there's Money. Pretty Boy, young, fast, strong, aggressive, and had knockouts after knockouts. He was primarily trained in his earlier career by his uncle, Roger Mayweather. If you don't know, Roger Mayweather, I believe, was a two-time world champion. Great fighter in his own right. He was very aggressive. He was a knockout puncher, no-nonsense type of fighter. And he went in and he took care of business. And one of the most, I think, decorated trainers out there. Rest in peace. Now, Pretty Boy, he was going in, taking care of business, very aggressive, and he was knocking people out. And he was fighting top opposition. He was beating top 3 level competition and doing it in a great manner. So, after a while, after, he started hurting his hands, he had to rely on his defense, which was masterful. There was no, I'm gonna give Floyd Mayweather this right now, because I don't think he's the best ever. I don't. But he is the most decorated defensive fighter that you'll ever see, hands down. Nobody does the defense better than him. No one. No one has better defense than Floyd Mayweather. I don't care what you say. You know what I'm saying? He's not my favorite fighter, and I don't think he's the best, but I can give him that. And no one is a better businessman in boxing than Floyd Mayweather. So here's where the career comes in. Floyd Mayweather, at some point, he started being a defensive fighter, very slick, and still having a crowd-pleasing fight. But some fights were very boring. But no one in the sport of boxing, or sports, period, any sport, has made more than Floyd Mayweather. He literally took the sport of boxing and turned it into a business. A business. And that could be a good thing and a bad thing. Because right now, the sport of boxing is about business. How much lunch money can I make on this fight? It's not about legacy anymore. Manny Pacquiao, legacy. It's about who can get the biggest bag. And who doesn't have to take the biggest risk to fight the better opponents. See, back in the day, it was who was the best. You want to give me this much to fight this guy? Who cares? Y'all say he's better than me? Let's see. I don't care. I don't care about the money. It's not like that anymore, people. And that's due to Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather has generated a lot of money, very strategic, and somewhere along the line, in my opinion, he started cherry picking. At some point, and rightfully so. He's always the A side. He was the cash cow. So whoever Floyd wanted to fight, they weren't going to turn it down. Whether they were afraid of Floyd or not, they knew they were going to get a big bag, a bigger bag than they've ever got in their career, in their whole career. You know what I'm saying? But he did take some risks in his later career, because when he fought Canelo, I was very surprised. But he knew something that a lot of people didn't know. Canelo was too green. I thought Canelo stood a great chance of winning that fight, but as you saw, it wasn't close at all. Shane Mosley almost got him out of there. Shane was a little older, but he almost got him out of there. But he wasn't fighting the young and up-and-coming hungry lions, like Keith Thurman was calling him out at the time. You didn't hear him talk about Errol Spence at the time. You wasn't hearing him talking about a lot of younger fighters at that time. But I'm not knocking him for that because it's a business. It's when you're a business fighter, it's strategic. It's chess, not checkers. It's chess, not checkers. So as far as who has a better career, definitely Floyd Mayweather. He's made the smarter, more strategic moves in his career. He's made more money than any fighter, any professional sportsman ever. And on top of that, some people say he's the best ever. So as far as legacy, Manny Pacquiao all day. Even though he lost to Floyd Mayweather. Excuse me, Manny Pacquiao all day. But as far as career, hands down, Floyd Mayweather Jr. What's your take on this? What's your comment? As always, respect all, fear none. God bless. Till the next time, I hope y'all have a wonderful, blessed Sunday. Peace out. Real Talk Boxing, gone.